Hey, I'm Wasim Bashir. Welcome back to my step-by-step online business setup series. In this video, I'm going to show you how to properly connect your domain using Cloudflare. This step is super important. It helps your business website load faster, stay secure, and gives you full control of your DNS settings. Let's jump in. Next, it's setting up or buying the domain. So I basically used to use GoDaddy, but for some weird reason, GoDaddy didn't register this domain because maybe it was recently deleted and it wasn't propagated in GoDaddy. But this time around, I used Namecheap. Namecheap is similar to GoDaddy. There are countless other domain name providers, and you can easily register one pretty easily. So once you go in there, you type in your domain name, you go through the checkout process. I tend to avoid adding any tools or services. So for example, they offer you like free email, free website, free this, that. I would avoid everything else and just buy the domain. So in order to manage your domain, you have two ways. One, you can obviously log into your Namecheap account and go to your dashboard and check that domain which you've registered, and then click manage. In here, you can obviously look at all the different things, settings, especially you can manage the domain name servers, the DNS. Domain name servers, think of it as almost like a postal address, where that's the way domains work. They redirect from that name to an IP address, and that IP address actually holds your website. So I tend to avoid using the DNS, which is usually provided by domain name providers. So Namecheap, GoDaddy, they have their own DNS, which means then effectively, if you want to then manage any records like a record or any other records, you will have to come to here. The other option is to set up Cloudflare. Cloudflare is a technology which allows you to manage DNS, which means you can add domain name records here, and you can also point them to an IP address. So let's imagine in the future, I set up maybe a Webflow website or a WordPress website. So that website will be hosted on a separate host. Let's say it's Hostinger or some other, if in case of, let's say, Webflow, it will be Webflow. And once you set that up, it will give you an IP address, which you will be able to update here. So once you click edit, you can update the A record. And Cloudflare is better because it has it works in a way that it is usually caching all this information onto different servers across the world. So even if your DNS is not working on one location, it will propagate that and use different data centers and make sure your website is working effectively. I don't want to go in too much detail at this stage because you probably don't need to worry about all this stuff. The only thing which you need to do is, once you go to your domain, let's say it's registered in Namecheap, you need to copy or go to the setting which says what DNS do you want to use? Do you want to use Namecheap basic DNS, or Namecheap web hosting DNS, or custom DNS? So select custom DNS. Once you do that and you register for Cloudflare, Cloudflare will give you two name servers. So in this case, it's drew.ns.cloudflare.com and seller.ns.cloudflare.com. So you copy these one by one and you paste them in here, and that's it. Once you save it, now Namecheap is not going to provide DNS services. That means everything will be routed through Cloudflare. So Cloudflare is the point where the domain knows, okay, this if I type in conversive.com, it will then be pointed to this IP address. If I add a new subdomain, for example, try.conversive.com, it could go to somewhere else. So all of that redirection is now happening in Cloudflare, not Namecheap. So next time, if I want to set up my, let's say, email, I can come in here to manage all my DNS records. So overall, I've noticed in my last 15 years of web management, this is much better approach rather than managing things directly through the domain provider. So I know this might sound a bit complicated, but all you have to do, go to Cloudflare and copy those name servers and paste them inside your domain registrar. That's it. Once you do that, you don't have to then even bother logging into Namecheap. The only thing you need to worry about is making sure you renew your domain every year. You can even set it to auto renew, so you don't have to even log into Namecheap. So that's pretty much it. Once you have Cloudflare set up, it's happy days. And that's it. Your domain is now set up with Cloudflare. It's faster, safer, and easier to manage. If this tutorial helped you, please hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so that you don't miss the next video. Got any questions about Cloudflare or domain setup? Drop them in the comments. I'm here to help. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.